everyone, welcome back to Paper Therapy with Amy. Today I'm going to use something different, the Cocoa Vanilla Studio collection of Great Escape. So I was just recently at a craft sale. My friend has a little scrapbook store and she had a big sale, and I purchased this one because I've always really liked cocoa vanilla stuff, and we do a lot of hiking and things that will go with this paper. So I'll give you a quick look at it. This is just the little sheet that comes in the bag, and you get one sticker sheet. So it's got a bunch of words and a bunch of different things on it. And then these different sheets. So I'm not really a big fan of this kind of juvenile-y more looking stuff. I like a little bit more not quite so doodly, I guess, but sometimes I make a layout with this kind of stuff on it and I really like it. But this side I love. I love this orangey red combo, and often my family is wearing these colors, so it works great for me, and I think it looks so good with green. And then they've got this cut apart sheet, which I probably would use because it's got some good little sayings here and here. You can cut this one out here and have it pointing to someone. It's kind of cool. And then this side is just black and white. So really I could find something in my stash. So I could keep both of these sheets for scrapbooking. And okay, so there's a wood grain in here. I see the corners are a little imperfect. That's why it was on such a good sale. I got a great deal. And this is the other side. I can't picture myself using this very easily unless I just really trimmed a photo with it. Here's one of my pictures. So I might do that, but I don't think I would. Maybe if we were camping in the evening, I had pictures. I don't have very many of those. This one's, what's nice about this one is that it kind of combines all the colors, and I do like that. And this one is the same thing, and I really like plaids. And then this one has the stars, which would have been great for my boys when they were younger, and I could use them, but I use stars less now that they're older. And you know me, I love a compass, so this I love. Absolutely love this sheet. And then it's got some feathers on the back, so that's just, it kind of combines the colors as well, which is kind of nice. And then we have this one already. This one here, I love this side. I would use this very sparingly because it is very bright for me, but this side I love. So, which is funny because this is doodly. Funny that I'm silly like that, but all right, I have this one here. Love it. It's a mountain scene, and then there's suns on the back. I would be less likely to use this, but I did just use suns last layout I did. We had that one. It's another one of those, and now we've pretty well seen them all, I think. Yeah. So that is the paper pack that I'm going to use. Now let me grab the photos that I want to use. So here's one of them. So we spent a day in the mountains looking for fossils, and what I really liked about this paper pack for these pictures is the orange, because I really like to bring out the orange of this cool bridge. And it's a color I can bring out, it's in the background here too, but it's a color I can bring out besides like the earth tone colors, right? That are in here, like the greens and the rock colors. So my layout plan is to just kind of have these across, and the same thing on this side, something like that. And then I want to have these guys kind of inset a little bit, something like that, and then here as well. And I'll mat them, and I'll have the two of them inset kind of like that, and then the rest is for decorating. So what I like to do is go on Pinterest and search the Great Escape from Cocoa Vanilla Studio, and then I just get some ideas of what people are doing with this paper. And often you only find one-page layouts especially from companies like Cocoa Vanilla, but it still gives me ideas because I think how I could stretch that into 2 pages, or I look at the embellishment clusters that they've done and think about how I could do those. So I'm going to get a couple of sheets of white daisy and get this laid out on my Versamat. I did see on Pinterest one layout, and I could of course never find it back again, that had kind of wood grain in the background and then torn layers top and bottom, which will work really good with a linear layout like this. So I thought about trying that. So I do have that sheet of wood grain in these papers. So let's just pick that one out of here. Let's see, it's right here. And I probably could just cut it in half. So I'm just gonna try it on one side here just to see what I think. So let's try it over here. And I think if I had it in the background, I'd actually want the wood grain going up and down because the lines, the rest of the lines are linear. So I kind of are going this way. So I kind of want something to break that up. So I think I would go like this. And then I definitely want to use this orange color. So I'm thinking I could have that top and bottom and kind of torn to reveal the wood grain in the background. And then maybe something else that kind of combines the colors, whether that's maybe the plaid. I do like that. Or do I want the plaid and then this? No, that feels too busy to me. Do you see that? The other one that I really would like is the geo, or the compasses. I do like those as well. 3 layers is a lot of layers. Maybe I could use the orange to put these on. That might be better. So I do actually, I kind of like the orange on top and bottom. I think this is too much the same. Maybe it would be okay. I'm going to start by cutting this one in half because I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do in the background. I'm just measuring how wide I want it to be cut. So I think I end up going with 3.5 inches and 2.5 on the top. Now I'm not sure, I might switch those around later, but one part is wider than the other. It's not exactly down the middle of the page. I'm also going to cut a piece of the plaid paper and then I tear it down the center, and so I can use part of it on the top and part of it on the bottom. And I kind of tear it back and forth so that that white ripped edge shows on both pieces, but not the whole way across. That's why I'm kind of tearing it back and forth like that. So I'm also planning to kind of roll those pieces back a little bit, so it didn't really matter if the white was showing the whole way across. These pictures were just from this summer when we camped for a week with friends of ours, and they have 2 young daughters. We had our youngest son with us, who is going to grade 11. And we went to this waterfall, and then just around the corner from the waterfall is this kind of little stream. You can kind of see that little gully there on the picture towards the middle of the page. And that is a really good area for finding fossils. It's just all this shale, and the shale just kind of, the kids were just climbing up the sides of the hills there, and the shale just kind of disintegrates, and sometimes fossils roll out of there. I think they're called ammonites. They look like a seashell kind of. And then we went up the road a little farther and we explored by another waterfall. So this was all in one day, and it was about an hour from our camp spot. We had to drive quite far to go and see this. So I kind of wanted to get it on one layout like the whole day, and I really liked that bridge with the that's all painted orange. So I really wanted to kind of bring that out in layout, and I felt like my shirt on the far right hand side kind of lent itself well. It's more of a dusty rose peachy color, but it kind of lent itself well to this orangey shade that I'm using on this chevron paper. Now I've got some square photos and some tiny square photos, and there is a method to my madness. The way the Canon selfie prints, I can print on one piece of photo paper a square with 2 smaller squares at the bottom. So I chose to do that for the supporting photos. They're not super important. They're just other things that happened during that day. And most of them were kind of far away anyways. So I would have had to either zoom the photos in or crop them way down. So I just decided to crop them before I printed them. I wanted to add in a little more green, so I dug into my stash and found a strip of sage from Mix In way back, and I'm using that for another strip of torn paper on the bottom. I was trying to decide if I was going to actually show any of the wood grain paper behind the photos, and so that's why I'm kind of tucking it in there, and I decided that I am not. I'm going to have the photos going from one end of the layout to the other. And in that case, I was wasting a lot of that wood grain paper, and I really like that sheet. So I decided to just cut 1.5 inch strips on top and bottom, and then have the photos covering up the white daisy cardstock in the middle. And this way I was able to conserve a 6 by 12 inch piece of paper for the next layout. So I'm really glad I decided to do that. I also tucked up those little photos underneath the ripped area and then just ripped it a little bit more around the photos so you could see them well. It was mostly just covering trees and sky. And I just like how it's kind of peeking out like that. So now it's time to bring in my title. You can see here that I have the word explore. This is from the outline alphabet that I got from Close to My Heart right at the end there. And I just love putting it on top of pictures because you can still see the picture behind it. And I just think it looks so neat. I did try putting it other places. I cut that part of the video out because I tried it all over the place and ended up coming back to where it is now. I wanted to dry fit most of my embellishments here so that I could decide where to put these rub-ons. So these are the rub-ons that Close to My Heart had years and years ago. They're very old and I really struggled getting them to stick. I had to just go over and over and over them. So if you have rub-ons, do not wait years and years to use them because they do kind of dry out and they don't stick as well. But eventually I got them to stick and I think they look pretty cool on the layout, and I think they're on there permanently. It's just that they were just, I think, not as sticky as they used to be. So it just takes a bit to get them to really stick down. I cut a lot of the video out because I was just going over and over, and my head was in the way. So yeah, this looks really great, but it was a bit of a struggle getting them on there. They also definitely went on a little bit messy. Like sometimes I would lift up and they weren't stuck down yet. So then I would put them back down and it wouldn't be in the perfectly the same spot. So I didn't worry about that too much because I was going for a distressed look on this layout anyway. I hadn't glued this down all the way because I had kind of planned to do some tearing. So I'm tearing a little piece out here and I'm going to put that plaid paper in behind here. So just to showcase a little bit more of that plaid paper, I like how it kind of blends all the colors. I did kind of wish I hadn't done this quite so big, but what's done is done. So I just went with it. And in the end, I don't mind it. I think it looks pretty good. But I did another rip on the bottom right corner, and I like that one a little better because it's just a little more subtle and a little smaller. So once I have this all in place, then I'm going to glue down my title. I believe I did that off camera and I just used the Barely Art glue, and it's a bit of a finicky thing to glue because they're such fine little letters, but I really do love that outline alphabet, and it sold out so fast and they got more and then it sold out again. But if you ever see an alphabet like that, that's really dainty like that, and it's got an outline to it, that's really quite neat, and you can do a lot with it. This little evergreen zip strip matched my colors perfectly. It's from the Lake Life paper packet, and it was just kind of laying around on my desk, and I was like, that matches really well. I'm going to use that. So I'm just putting a little strip in here in behind, kind of tucking it on both sides of these little photos, and so it looks like it goes all the way through. I was really in the zone here and didn't realize that my layout had sort of shifted off camera a little bit, so sorry about that. I have a couple of these little journaling kind of geotag things, and I'm going to put the names of the two waterfalls we were at on those. And yeah, this layout is just about finished. So hopefully you enjoyed watching it come together, and that if you haven't subscribed yet, do that, because then you'll be notified every time I drop a new video. Here is the finished layout. So hit that thumbs up if you haven't done so yet. That really helps me out here on YouTube. And here's a close up. I found some gems to match in my stash. These are the matte ombre gems from Stampin' Up! That I've been getting so much mileage out of. And yeah, I'm really happy with, I love compass. I just love compasses, probably because I have boys and it's such a good embellishment for boys layouts, and I love camping. So if you enjoyed watching this layout come together, then I think you will enjoy the one that I'm going to post right down here, and I will catch you all next time here on YouTube. Bye.